Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We're going to be having a game for the Netolic Pro League, the East version. It is a loser bracket game. Orange and Vici Gaming both got dropped down to the loser bracket by respectively UFC and AFD, but now known as Netolic Singapore. So they decided to sponsor those, as the winner of this one will be going up against that team again because they got dropped down by MUFC already, who is now waiting in the grand finals of the Eastern version of the second edition of the Netolic Pro League. And of course, for this match, the same as for all the other matches of the Netolic Pro League, head yourself over to raid call room 2013, so 2013, and if you sit yourself in that lobby, you have a chance to win prizes. There's mice, there's headsets, there's mouse pads, keyboards, and everything. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you're getting yourself eligible to win prizes, as the chances are actually quite high because there's not that many people in the raid call room, even though maybe by saying this now there will be a bit more, but definitely don't miss out, as of course raid call is a sponsor also of this tournament, so support them in any way you can. And let's see what these two teams are gonna have in store for each other. By the way, the bracket that I just showed, if you want to see that again, you can go to ghosttogamers.net, click on the match that is playing right now, and you can find yourself the link to the brackets in there. And of course, as you just saw in the brackets too, or could you see that, or is it too small? No, you can see that. Every single one of the loser bracket, best out of one. So these two teams only have one chance left to be going to the loser bracket finals. One chance to be heading over to the loser bracket finals, to April Fool's Day, now known as Netolic Singapore. So what are they going to use? Well, they're not going to use the Bat Rider, nor Nyx. Nor Nyx Assassin, nor Lone Druid, nor Lifestealer, Nyx that is. And we see the first pickup being the Magnus, so already some strong showing from Orange, having that team fight potential. Basically, a Magnus is always, in my opinion, always a safe pick, because if it goes very late game, there's always the chance to just turn a fight around with just a good RP. You have to find it, yeah. But you still have to, you still have that chance to turn every fight around. As we see, they picked up a Shadow Demon and a Juggernaut. Quite interesting to see that they pick up a Juggernaut this early. And that's probably also the reason why we see Orange thinking about their draft so long right now. Of course, Shadow Demon Juggernaut combination is quite decent. You have yourself the Disruption, Soul Catcher, and then Juggernaut can just start spinning next to the target and do immense amounts of damage when the target gets out of the disruption. It's an okay combination for sure, but it's normally a pick that you don't see picked up this early. And now with the Dragonite also for Vici Gaming, we're probably going to be seeing them going for, well, getting those levels up a bit, maybe to around level 8 for the Dragonite, level 7 for the Juggernaut, something along those lines, and then just start pushing, because both of these heroes, I mean, one has got that healing ward, the other has got that dragon form, and the pushing power is therefore already there. At least, not really the pushing power to take down towers, but the pushing power of sustainability. As we have a Leshrac picked up and a Rubik by Orange. So they already secure themselves two potential supports. I say potential because we have seen Leshrac being played as a carry before, and we're going to be seeing what Rubik is going to be playing here, even though I think he's going to be a support, but already, of course, able to have everything that Vici Gaming has. And of course, there's one downside of Vici Gaming thinking they could go for a pushing lineup, if they indeed going to do that. I mean, at some point, you're going to be pushing into a reverse polarity, and that is definitely something to worry about. But then again, if they can avoid getting out of position, I mean, you're relying on your own skill there, you still have that chance to start to continue pushing, because if you make sure that either the Juggernaut or the Dragonite is not net RP, you will still hold on to a lot of your strength in that particular fight, if that is actually going to be a fight, of course. We're going to be having a Alchemist getting banned out together with a Gyrocopter on the side of Vici Gaming. They know that Orange still needs a carry, so makes sense indeed. With Orange themselves banning out the Silencer, probably a support Silencer. I mean, that is just something, if you know you're going to be pushing into that RP, then that Silencer makes a big difference with his ulti. And it is also going to be the Nature's Prophet, like I said. I mean, if you are thinking you're going to be up against a pushing lineup, well, you might want to remove the ones that you really don't want to face, because split pushing is just deadly with that Nature's Prophet if you already have a strong durable lineup for the other four heroes. Last ban incoming for Orange is going to be the Clockwork. a safe laner that is very strong. And again, I mean, it's a pretty decent hero. Also for pushing with the flare, but also again sustainable. Like if you do get that RP going, you can't really chase because of the cogs, and cogs might be able to burn away the mana from Magnus enough so that he can't RP anymore. If you place them properly, you can just place them, make sure they don't defend the tower, something like that. I mean, of course Magnus can score over the top and go for an RP anyway, but all of a sudden his team cannot follow up because of those cogs. So that's basically the way that you can think about those. And Vici Gaming thinking about the last ban right now. Is it gonna be another carry? We still have the Luna in the pool. No, we don't have the Luna in the pool anymore because she's indeed banned out. So there's no really a surprise that a hero gets banned out. I mean that would be. It is not like a super hard carry, but you can't really do that right now because you know your opponent is gonna be probably going to battle fairly soon. So you need to have a carry hero that already has got a way to have a big impact on fights fairly early on.
10 seconds remaining.
But you still want to have that carry. So we're going to see what Orange is going to do with that, even though they might just wait for the last pickup to decide what they're going to be doing with that, as they have got a Magnus, which is potential an offlane or a solo mid. They've got a Leshrac and a Rubik, which potentially can be the supports, and maybe as Leshrac as a carry. But if they do that, they're going to be probably going for an aggressive tri-lane, meaning they still need a safe lane carry-ish hero, because otherwise, well, not really sure if they can then pull it through. But we'll find out. If it's going to be two supports, the Leshrac and the Rubik, then we need an offlaner probably, or a mid, depending on what they really want. And we still have a lot of those in the pool, of course, but it really depends on which one will fit with their carry most. And it looks like we're going to see a Magnus on the offlane and Queen of Pain taking on that solo lane. Now, there is a chance that Queen of Pain is going to be on the safe lane and then aggressive tri-lane still for Orange, and we have seen them doing that before. Of course, Mushi, Queen of Pain, probably something that people are looking forward to. Geez, this is a very greedy lineup of Vici right here. Very greedy lineup indeed. Now, I like this. Chaos Knight and Dragon Knight, two heroes that can be considered to be the same kind of role heroes on the same team. I like it because it offers a lot of disable, and I mean, if they indeed start pushing, then it's going to be very painful. We might actually see, maybe, well, we might still see a Wisp, I'm thinking.
5 seconds remaining.
And we have actually seen Asia use that a bit more than I've seen it before. I mean, normally he's just completely ignored, but lately we have been seeing him. As now counter push for Orange, that's a good one because they need that, but it also means they don't, like, Tinker is a hero that delays the game. You know, you can just make sure you don't push. But what is he delaying the game for? Who is he delaying the game for? And there's still IO. So that's no surprise. No surprise based on the lineup. I want to say it's a surprise based on based on Asian Dota normally don't picking up Wisp, but we have seen it before, and we have seen it being victorious as well, actually. So we're gonna be seeing how he is filling in his role here, and like it's tough because I kind of like Vici Gaming's lineup a bit more right now, because you know at some point they're gonna be having that Chaos Knight Wisp jumping over the map. They're gonna be having successful ganks. If it's up to them, of course, and then can be going for a push straight afterwards. Now, normally you would then look towards Orange and think, well, what do you have before those combinations are before those combinations are working? You don't really have that much because your team needs levels as well. We've seen Net having to need his ulti. We see Queen of Pain needing a bit of levels. Level 6 needed on the Magnus. Tinker needs his boots of travel. I mean, every bit of heroes needs to have that start, and the same thing goes for Vici. But if you then think, you know, okay, Tinker is going to be getting his boots of travel and everybody's going to get his items up, is it really Orange's plan to just come out ahead in those team fights? I mean, they can, don't get me wrong, with that RP everything is possible, and the AoE damage that they have is definitely enough. But they are laying a lot of pressure on this Magnus by doing this. But let's see how, well, who's playing what. As, once again, this is of course the Netolic Pro League. It's a loser bracket game, best out of 1. Both teams already lost the best out of 3 in the winners bracket. And we have Vici Gaming dropped down by MUFC, or actually Vici Gaming dropped down by AFD, now known as Netolic Singapore, and Orange dropped down by MUFC. There we go. And the winner of this will be going on to face Netolic Singapore, who got dropped down to the loser bracket by MUFC as well. And we're going to be seeing ZSMJ taking on the Chaos Knight. Looks like we might be seeing him in the mid lane. FY is going to be playing IO. The Wisp will be supporting that Chaos Knight. We're going to be having Fenrir playing the Shadow Demon. On the mid lane, we are actually going to be having the Dragon Knight. It's going to be CTY. I guess it's not all that European as I thought it might be. Wait a second, ZSMJ is going to be in a lot of trouble trying to run himself out. The tether is already broken, so the extra movement speed isn't there, and he will go down. First blood goes to X. Walking up the high ground when there's 3 heroes standing right next to you is not the smartest thing to do. Well, of course you didn't see those 3 heroes, but that's why you don't walk up the hill blind. But first blood already spilled. Orange taking it, and indeed having that aggressive tri lane, as I will mention, that XTT is of course on the Juggernaut on the suicide lane. I guess that's a bit of European though. I mean, normally we see Juggernaut offlane on Q Pandas. Telekinesis, FY trouble, Split Earth as well. Disruption is going to try to help out and should be enough. No, it's not going to be enough. Boom, he's dead. Nice start for Orange. What did I say? That they needed something, that they needed levels before they could do stuff? Well, boy, was that Courier? Courier? Yeah, I was gonna say that was kind of microing awkwardly. Anyway, but they don't need any time apparently. If they're gonna be keeping on this pace in the tri lane here, they are definitely doing a good job of shutting the Wisp down, shutting the Chaos Knight down. As KYXY is gonna be playing the Magnus, Net is gonna be on the Rubik, Extinct is gonna be on that Shrek. In the mid lane we'll have of course Ohio playing the Tinker, and on the bottom lane is gonna be Mushi on his Queen of Pain, as he is up against a Juggernaut. This is a tough lane for a Juggernaut. He does of course have his healing award, but Queen of Pain is one of those heroes that can pick up that healing award very fast, and XCT is just going to be trying to get as much experience as he can, but he won't be getting that much last hits as he hasn't got any actually to begin with. And I think well, until Mushi is about level 6, we're not going to be seeing a kill here on the bottom lane. Unless XTT makes a big mistake or something and Mushi can profit from that, but in theory we're not going to assume that he's making mistakes, so we're going to assume that there's not going to be kills here for now. In the meantime, in the mid lane, don't think we can be expecting any kills here either. I mean, Dragon Knight is just a very tanky hero, tough to gank, tough to kill, and Tinker is just here to get his levels and experience, also more importantly getting his gold for his boots of travels. I don't think he wants to have any trouble where he can get himself killed, unless he can of course find himself a kill for free, and then he would definitely take it, but he'll need some help for that from his teammates, as his teammates are busy top. Orange need to be getting the continuous advantage on this lane, because as soon as that Wisp is level 6, as soon as that Chaos Knight is level 8, they will be still a danger regardless of how Orange is doing, because just of that burst damage that they can pump out and the element of surprise of course that you still have. But we'll find out how they are going to be progressing on this lane, as we are going to be seeing, well, Chaos Knight level 2, it's actually Shadow Demon that is level 3. It's quite surprising to see. Normally you see at least the carry being a bit higher level, just making sure that, you know, the supports stay a bit further back, not getting any experience, like the Wisp who just got level 2. But level 3 actually on Fenrir, not too bad. Of course, I mean, ZSMJ died. I think he missed a few of the kills, or of the creeps that came in at the first wave because of it. As we have disconnect from KYXY is not really the best one to disconnect here, because it looks like he can be in a bit of trouble. We have got the combination ready up on... Actually, do we? No, we don't. No, we don't. He needs a bit of stick charges to get his full combination going. Has not got enough mana. Needs 15 more. Well, let's see if he can get that. Maybe with the Wisp also tethering onto him, he might be able to do that, as he has got his spirits going. So I think they do want to try this. And... I mean, they have got a creep wave that could be able to help out. Disruption will be there, maybe buying time for ZSMJ to get himself that extra mana. And there is a soul catcher. There is no soul catcher. There is his level 2 shadow poison. That's also decent to have. So it's interesting to see that not even one level of soul catcher being picked up. But we're gonna be seeing how that goes. I guess that is trying to get the advantage of having the 3 people there, and just having Shadow Demon also getting that extra damage that he can pump out, rather than profiting more from the burst that ZSMJ can burst out on his own. And of course, I mean, if they do go on him, there is going to be a split earth and a telekinesis, so they will be able to counter-initiate, or at least buy time for KYXY to escape here from the top lane. In the meantime, we have CTY sitting on 13 for 3 on the last hits, with Ohio sitting on 14 for 1, so very even in this middle lane. And like I said, I mean, these two, who are, by the way, also are exactly on par in terms of experience, both have the exact same amount. But yeah, we're gonna be, this is a very safe lane. It's actually, yeah, it's a bit dull, I guess, in a way, but it's good because that means that we can spend more time on the top lane, because that's gonna be the real decider, I think. We have Mushi, of course, sitting on 16 to 9, doing really well. He can, of course, almost free farm on this lane. And we're going to be having the Juggernaut sitting on only one last hit. He is level 3, though. He did get a bit of experience. He's actually well, he's only a couple of creeps away from the experience that Mushi has. And that is, of course, something that he's here for. I mean, if you wanted to have a Juggernaut that's going to farm, you don't put him on the top lane, on the suicide lane, sorry. So you put him actually on the top lane if you're dire. But he's here for levels. He is going to be here for levels. He wants to have his healing ward, his Omni Slash. And maybe then we're going to be seeing them being able to try and take things down, even though they kind of have to wait until that Wisp is a bit higher level, until the Chaos Knight is a bit higher level as well. But I'm kind of thinking like Vici Gaming has got this, like, in theory, if you see their lineup on its own, you think like, okay, they're gonna be going for ganks and then push. Makes sense. But if you look at the lineup compared to the lineup of Orange, in terms of carry potential, VC is definitely outshining Orange in this case. I mean, they might try to transition Leshrac into a bit of a semi-carrious role, but Dragon Knight, Chaos Knight, both heroes that normally go for BKB anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much what Leshrac pumps out later on in the game. It matters what he pumps out early on in the game. And of course they have the Edict and the March of the Machines that still go a bit through BKB, but it's not that much. It's not as much as of course what Leshrac otherwise would pump out. We have got, of course, Queen of Pain. The longer the game goes on, the more of a, well, again, utility hero, depending on what she's going to build. And I kind of feel like she has to build into a semi-carry build. Mushi probably is going to be building at some point for that MKB, etc. But also, again, she is going to be forced to do that. Well, I mean, her magical damage at some point is not going to be as powerful anymore, purely because of those BKBs that will be up. I feel like Orange has picked themselves a very tough lineup, and they have got, of course, I mean, they definitely have the potential to get this game together with a lot of pressure on that Magnus, but it is not easy to do, and it is definitely that window of opportunity that they have to grab. So far so good though, and of course KYXY, if he is going to be able to get a lot of farm going, we have got ourselves a very dangerous Magnus. But it will all depend on this aggressive trade and how that's going to be working out. And of course, how fast Tinker getting at it is March of the Machine ups. But like I said, I mean, Tinker is a delaying hero. And how much do you want to delay if you're up against these heroes from PC Gaming, right? But once again, yes, to confirm what the chat says, this is a best out of 1, unfortunately. This is the loser bracket for the Netolic Pro League. And if you want to be able to win some prizes, you go to Raid Call Room 2013. You can just sit yourself on the channel and get yourself headsets, mice, keyboards, and mouse pads. As we are going to be seeing KYXY is going to be getting a 1 second slot only, but the reality drift is still there. It's going to be ZSMJ getting split earth, and is going to take a lot of damage here. Going to try to run X, is looking for that one last. It's cooled down. It's KYXY that drops first. ZSMJ, though, might still die. There he goes. The lightning from X getting it done. He will still be going down, though. A life for a life. It is a Leshrac and a Magnus going down for the life of just a solo ZSMJ. Not really that worth it, but still nice that they got the Chaos Knight in the end. KYX by actually buying back. No, he was just level 2, just that low level that he was just back very early. But I mean, nicely done by VC Gaming. I mean, they disrupted the Leshrac, making sure there was not going to be a split earth, and they were just gonna be, or they disrupted actually the Rubik. But it was good. It was a bit of a shame that there was only a 1 second stun, otherwise it would be a lot cleaner for VC. Brilliant split earth from X afterwards anyway, still hitting on 2 heroes, allowing them to still get a kill out of that, otherwise it would be even worse. But definitely VC Gaming that gets this one for their side. As well, I mean, the combination, it is not as strong as some might think. I mean, Wisp is just a very squishy hero still, the IO. And of course you have that Reality Rift into the Tether stun combination, and then also the stun from the Chaos Knight. But the counter initiation coming off from Orange is still very tough to deal with, and it is not as nice as to be aggressive with these heroes than you might think. But so far so good, I guess. Especially after that last engagement, as the creep just shows some hate towards FY, and the rotation is actually on. They're gonna be just, I kind of think like they should go middle. I mean, Dragon Knight, like I said, he's a tanky hero, not that easy to gank or to kill off. To gank is actually fairly easy because he doesn't have a disable. Actually, we have got Fenrir actually rotating, gonna go for Disruption, Soul Catcher, Shadow Poison, and that is gonna be Ohio getting stunned up. XTT coming in with the Blade Fury, and it is Fenrir that picks up the kill. Nicely done. Rotation was secure, and VC take the kill. Very good kill. Delaying Tinker's Boots of Travel. Always gonna be worth it. And of course, I mean, XTT didn't get anything bottom anyway, so why not rotate, right? He is gonna be going back, of course, to just get his experience back off. But getting that experience from that kill and also a bit of gold is definitely helping him out. As, wow, this courier. Hey, it's gold. Is it not yellow? It's immortal. Oh, you got that, of course. Yeah, okay. I forgot how you got that, but I remember now. You had to kill the skating guy and then get lucky.
Double damage.
I was wondering, like, I haven't seen this in ever, I think. Oh well. Sorry, enough talk about couriers. XTT is actually with the double damage rune gonna be pulling the creep wave towards him, making sure that he can actually get himself some last hits and experience. Will be good for him for sure. In the meantime, the creep wave is not going to be stacked here, not going to be pulled either. And this might actually be them going for a kill here, as they're going to be going for ZSMJ. Shockwave going through Split Earth already there, and that is going to be ZSMJ going down with Rubik picking up the last hit. FY trying to do what he can with his spears, but it's definitely difficult. Soul Catcher is going to be up as well, so Shadow Poison X is going to be just harassed by it, doesn't go down from it. And it is going to be Orange that has to back off here, as we have got Mushi 44 for 18. And of course he's got free farm. I realize that. He is basically the only one that is really, really winning his lane convincingly. Wow, that hurts. But it is still pretty nice for him to see how this is gonna go, because they so need this. They need this carry. Because they're not really winning convincingly on the top lane, even though they do shut down ZSMJ from farming. He's only got 12 last hits. KYX by sitting on 33, so definitely a different there. As Mushi can actually try to go for a kill soon. Well, the level 6 also up on XTT, and will be able to jump himself around. Not that much mana yet up on the Queen of Pain. He can go for a combination, but of course the Blade Fury will be there also. I might just be playing it safe. I mean, why risk going for something if you don't know you're going to get it for sure? Wait a second, top lane is going to be having IO going down. It's going to be Magnus that falls straightly after. That's not a worthy trade for Orange. It is actually Fenrir that is picking up most of the kills. He's got 3 kills to his name. That is quite lucky for him. If they would be going to ZSMJ instead, that would be helping so much. But unfortunately for him, he only gets assists. It's kind of sad. Wisp got a kill. And Orange just keeping the pressure on the top lane and almost having that Magnus level 6. Will be able to go for an RP. Might be trying to go for CTY. CTY is on 44 for 5 on the last hit, sitting on, for Tinker sitting on the 47 for 5. So Tinker slightly ahead in terms of last hits, but of course Tinker already died once. So that makes difference going in favor of VC. As we have the gold graph in favor of Orange though. I mean, they're winning so hard in that bottom lane, and also of course getting the most out of the top lane, even though they're exchanging kills. And it is going very much in their favor, basically getting the most out of all lanes in terms of last hits, while trying to shut their opponents down. I'm still not convinced how their lineup is going to work out, but I mean, who am I to judge that, right? I mean, I'm not a professional player. If Orange thinks it can work, it definitely will be able to work if they execute it the way they want it to. Experience graph is going to be slightly in favor of Orange. I mean, they have the kill advantage. Later kills mean more experience, and the later kills went to them. We're gonna be seeing them going for reality with KYX by getting a 2-second stun. TP incoming, but they don't have enough damage. Maybe with XTT they will be able to. The Omni Slash is there, but the creep wave is gonna be there as well, and that is gonna be 2 jumps wasted. KYX by is gonna be stunned again after Leshrac already went down. It is finally ZSMJ that gets himself a kill. Leshrac buys back, Tinker comes in, Net gonna go for telekinesis. It's gonna be XTT that's gonna be bursted down, but the trial lane is alive, sacrificing only the solo off lane and getting 2 kills in return and a buyback. Definitely nice for Vici, and more importantly, like I said, the kill actually went to the Chaos Knight for one of those, so gets himself that extra bit of gold. But Fenrir, actually he didn't get a kill. It was the Juggernaut that got one of the kills also. Nicely done for him then. And it was actually the first time that he actually died. Level 8, I mean, in terms of levels, he's definitely not doing bad at all. And we almost have got that Wisp at the right level as well. Almost got the Chaos Knight at the right level as well. So I think we're soon going to be seeing some more aggression coming off from VC. So far, I mean, of course they went for the Magnus there, realizing he was by himself at that point, so they could go for it. But in terms of aggression, they are not that pressing yet, and I think they're going to be pressing very, very soon. So we have got a smoke up, and let's see where they're going to go. They're still 4 top, so they realize there is not that many on the middle lane. The middle lane is going to be KYX by, who is level 6, has got that RP, and of course now is needing to get some time for himself and get himself some time to start getting his Blink Dagger together, as tower in the mid air actually already went down. They're still looking for that Magnus. Question is, can they find it? The smoke almost runs out, and we are not going to be able to see them find it. No, they don't see him. And KYX doesn't see them either. In the meantime, we have got the tower on the top lane getting pressured a bit, and ZSMJ feels like it's you know, past time to stop walking around and start going for last hits instead. It is nighttime, of course, so that means that KYX, I don't think he has shown himself just yet, but maybe they feel like, well, let's at least try for the tower. No, they definitely see him. They see him, and they're gonna go for it as well. Here they come, reality rift in, there's gonna be a stun, 1 second only, but it doesn't matter. Magnus still goes down. Tier 1 tower top goes down to Mushi, but it doesn't matter. Magnus dead. VC gonna be having that healing ward, and indeed gonna be starting to push, also getting joined by CTY on the bottom lane. TPs are gonna come in, but it is gonna be Queen of Pain that went first, gonna be getting bursted down, and now all of a sudden the rest of the supports that are here don't really have a carry to do anything for them. Nice 4-second stun, but Net is gonna be bursted down anyway, trying to do what he can to FY. X is also gonna get killed off. Tinker still getting himself a laser to kill Avio. But March of the Machines, how much can it do? There's an RP. ZSMJ getting locked in, is gonna be going down. And fighting in the March of the Machines is not where you want to be. CT landing a stun again. KYX by, but not enough damage this time to go through. Shockwave still hits on XTT, but it's not enough to bring him down. 40 HP left. It is 10 to 8. Tinker almost going down, but gonna be able to TP himself back. Has got his boots of travel. And the tower not going down. I have to say though, killing off Mushi there was a big kill for VC. He didn't die before. This was basically the first time that he actually was involved in a fight. He has a 0-1-0 right now. Of course, he was on the top lane earlier, but that was just to push. But is definitely gonna be shut down slightly. He was building towards the Orchid. In the meantime, in the mid lane, we have got a Wisp and Chaos Knight looking for a reality rift. Oh, putting him down to low ground. It is 3-second stun up on Ohio. He is gonna go down. March of the Machines once again doing a lot of damage. Though Fatebolt as well. But the relocate is still there. CTY is gonna be going down there. Mushi getting his first kill of the game coming in. Sonic Wave helping out. And as I said, VC is done playing nice. They are rotating. They are looking for openings to push and to just get their control going. Orange though, answering fire with fire, having the boots of travel up on Ohio just in time to spam out those March of the Machines, and with that edict of Leshrac able to do some pushing of their own, and of course still that RP being a threat there. Reality Rift actually does not get the tether stun up on the Queen of Pain. 4-second stun gets returned from the Rubik Net, having again his level 6 just in time. And as we saw on the bottom lane, he was level 6 when he came there, now level 7 of course already. And we are going to be still seeing them go for it though. Looks like we're going to be having some 5-man Dota going on. KYX by gonna go down once again. Nice split earth though up on 2 Faithfuls going through as well. ZSMJ is going to be able to get himself away. Net coming, coming in. I was going to say going down. That's what he does. It is Shadow Demon that picks him up. XCT is gonna go for the DD rune. I already getting dropped down. March the Machines still trying to get some momentum as Mushi is gonna be taken down there. ZSMJ coming back to secure himself that kill. And holy crap, can we have 5 versus 5 all mid for the rest of the game? Looks like teams are looking for it. And I mean, as I said, they have Vici have the lineup for this. This was to be expected. As Ohio is, of course, going to try to continue to keep the momentum of the lanes. I mean, if there's going to be 5 versus 5 mid often, wait a second, Tinker is going to be in some trouble because here comes ZSMJ. Rockets will fly, trying to help out. March of the Machine's not going to be in time. Actually, he still hits, but doesn't matter. He's still going to go down. Reality Drift and Stun were there. And that will be... oh, I was going to say, almost forgetting his teammate, but that will be killed to the board. VC have their momentum. If they can get ahead in this phase of the game, they should be getting the game together. But at the same time, Orange, of course, they won't go down without a fight, and they will have something to fight with that RP. If they get that going, if they get that combination, I mean, we saw the Split Earth of X already. I mean, he has got nice Split Earths, AoE damage from the lightning going through, Fate Bolts going through, Sonic Waves can go up on them as well, and you know, they definitely have this, but they need to find that opening. And they need to find VC indeed trying to fight 5-on-5 as the bottom lane is where it's at right now. Everybody coming in. It's going to be Mushi getting stunned down 2 seconds. Is he going to be going down before the fight actually starts? Yes, he does. Cooler RP just on ZSMJ. And there's no follow-up apart from the splitter, but the disruption is there. It is going to be Rubik that's still getting bursted down. XTT doing that. We're going to be having KYXY once again. We're going down. And this is gonna be the tier 1 tower bottom getting secured. And Extinct gonna be running himself away. Tinker trying to do what he can. Like I said, pushing those lanes out. But this is trouble. This is VC in the prime of their lineup. They have got this lineup. Like, this is what they were aiming for. And they're gonna be trying to go for Tinker again. Tinker is gonna be dead. Net coming in, having himself another Chaos Bolt, will be able to land it. 2 seconds. Tower trying to help out. Does he have enough damage? There's another Fate Bolt if he can, and it's actually... Whoa! That was very close. I think he might have been able to kill off the Wisp and then make sure he also got the Chaos Knight, but not gonna get either, and it's gonna be the Wisp and the Chaos Knight that get themselves out alive. In the meantime, the rest of the team of VC Gaming going for that bottom lane, getting themselves some harassment there. And let's just look at items for a second. I mean, it's not gonna be any surprise that the teams are building for mid-game items, as we have a Shadow Blade up on the Dragon Knight, of course, for that initiation. And for finding, for example, finding Mushi before the fight starts, finding Magnus before the fight starts, just get themselves a stun up and then take that target down and then take a 4-on-5 fight. We're going to be having the Chaos Knight, getting drums, getting a BKB in time. I mean, that's standard items, just like Io is going to go for. The Urn has got mana boots. It's got the headdress to start up building for Mechanism as well. Juggernaut, drums as well for him. Quite interesting to see that he is also going for drums. He's actually got 2,700 gold. So, quite rich. And I have to say, doing really well considering he had such a tough lane on the bottom at the start. I mean, look at that, look at his net worth. It's also going to be, of course, towers helping out. That's you know, shouldn't be forgotten. But he is actually higher right now than Mushi, and that is just because he's been in so many kills. He rotated so much, was there all the time for all the kills. Well, not for all the kills, but for a lot of kills, as Mushi finds himself dead on the bottom lane once again. Yeah, what can we really say about that? The telekinesis, reality rift, chaos bolt, everything there. And they're actually gonna rotate middle and gonna go for Tinker again. Ohio, is he this time gonna be away in time? Looks like it. Looks like it indeed. And of course, in European Dota we always say it, but just in case you hadn't noticed, Wisp and anything else combination is of course a counter to any split pusher, basically. In which case, this Tinker would be the one that I mean. He can't really go out by himself without having the fear of getting ganked up on, so he has to be careful. But yeah, interesting to see another Shadow Blade. That is actually quite interesting to note, because normally if someone buys up a Shadow Blade in your team, you might not want to go for another one, as XCT is going to be fighting himself dead. But you'd normally just want to have one, just to make sure that you... Well, you're going to force your opponents to buy dusts and gems anyway, so why actually go for two? I mean, that one will already do that job, but... who knows, maybe they just want to waste more gold of their opponents to just continue to get the momentum. That is definitely, nice as well as for the support last one. Shadow Demon doesn't have that many items, but he hasn't actually died yet. He is 5-0 to 4. He's got treads, he's got bracers. He is doing really well for a support, and he just makes sure that he keeps on warding. He has got the bottom lane completely covered. Of course, that is very important if you're going for a Wisp anything combination. You want to have that map control because you want to know where you're jumping into. You want to know where your opponents are, where your opponents aren't or not. Yeah, I think that's English. Yeah. So, of course, spending a lot of gold on map control in general, as we have got a Blink Dagger up on the Magnus. So we'll probably try to see him go for that RP. If he is gonna be, yeah, there we go. So CTY is gonna be getting split earth. They don't see him though. They don't have any visibility, and there's no scream anymore. And CTY getting away alive, and that is something that Orange should have prepared for. If you're gonna go for a 5-man gank up on one target that has a Shadow Blade, you should have dust, wards, anything. Unless you think you're gonna be able to burst him down, but come on, it's a Chaos Knight. He got Dragon's Blood, he has got that maxed out completely. He is level 13 compared to the rest of the levels that they ganked with, way higher, as he is actually the highest level on the map together with his teammate. And we're gonna be seeing Vici gonna be going for a Roshan. You're getting some more gold, more experience. I mean, when you are ahead, stay ahead, keep ahead. And they are doing exactly that. In the meantime, the Orchid has finally completed up on Mushi. He is basically the only one that can really try to fight up against Vici. And the thing about a Queen of Pain is, I mean, yeah, she's great for picking off heroes, but it doesn't look like Vici is gonna be allowing themselves to get picked off. They are sometimes by themselves. Yes, we've seen that. But even if they are that, they are still gonna be a Wisp relocate that can just bring targets towards that target to help them out. There's gonna be people in the vicinity, because that has been the case as well. Mushi is gonna be finding CTY. Here comes the stun, and that is gonna be Mushi going down. And I mean, on top of people being alone to be bursted down, the heroes that they do have are very tanky. So let's take a quick look at the gold graph. Orange, of course, was in favor at the start of the game, but right now Vici Gaming just pulling ahead very fast. It's going to go towards the 4k gold in their favor. Control is theirs, and experience graph shows that even more so, going past the 10k mark in favor of Vici Gaming 1, as is, of course, the first team. As they have two teams. Of course, Aegis up on ZSMJ. Of course, I mean, it's kind of tough, because, you know, we kind of saw this coming, I guess, with the momentum that Vici Gaming was going to have. And for Orange, it's now it's now key to hope that Vici is making a mistake, gets themselves in a position where they're going to get 5/4-man RP'd, and then getting everything perfect. And they're going to try it, though. Look at this position. They could be trying to go for something, but you don't really want to jump into a tether, because you will get stunned, and you will not be able to cast your RP before you get stunned and returned. The stun from the Dragon Knight is one of the fastest casted stuns in the game, so you can't really dodge it either by casting the RP before he stuns. So you have to be really, really, really on the ball, and like I said, not jump into that tether. They do defend their tower though, so that is nice. And Tinker coming in as well. They can't really find the fight though. They shouldn't try to find a fight. They should try to find more farm, even though. Is that even possible? Can they really go out and find more farm by themselves? If they are by themselves, is a risk on its own, but just purely because of that Wisp. I mean, this is one of the reasons why Wisp is so feared. It forces you to play a specific kind of style. To play 5-man Dota, basically. And even though Orange have got a 5-man lineup, playing 5-man Dota kind of locks you down in terms of how much you can actually... Wow. How much you can actually farm, as we just saw. Well, ZSMJ is going to try to go for this. We also have XTT going here, but there is a sentry ward here, so he will be scouted out, and there will be telekinesis if he tries to go forth. But he's actually backing off. But that was, of course, the Orchid being used, Skewer being used, and just trying to be a bit aggressive here, but they couldn't find the momentum. More sentry wards going down. They know what they're waiting for. They know what they can expect. 5-man Dota all around in the mid lane. KYXY. No pressure, but you're kind of have to. You'll kind of have to do it for the team right now. Get that RP before his team dies. Looks like Vici is not even gonna try to bait it out. They're just gonna be forcing or gonna be going back. I mean, they're in no rush. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I keep saying that they do want to go for a push with 5 man at some point, but they're in no rush, as I also said. I mean, look at their heroes. They got this late game in terms of carry potential. So Orange gonna be smoking up because they need to do something. I think they're gonna be smoking up, otherwise why would they stick together so much? Let's see what Corey has. Yeah, smoking up indeed. And that is gonna be indeed the case. Poof. Poof. Go then. Go then. No poof. Poof. Everybody leaves. Apparently they don't want to go for it.
Radiant's top tower
Well,
is under attack.
it's okay. They need to forego top anyway. Because the tier 1 tower looks to be in a bit of trouble. Vici. Going popping the dragon form. Cleaning out clip waves. The marching machine is already here though. But ZSMJ just running forward. Looking for Riyadh. Finds it on KYXY. He is going to be bursted down. No RP for Orange right now. Net is going to be next on the menu. Tries to do what he can, but will be Blade Furying away. Nice steal. Might be able to get himself out alive. But it's gonna be still death for him as well as for Leshrac. And this will be a tier 1, possibly a tier 2 as well. 3 dead on the side of Orange. Vici Gaming once again getting themselves out victorious with no casualties whatsoever. And the gold graph just keeps plummeting as well as the experience graph. The control is all in the hands of Vici right now. It all comes down to that RP that might or might not happen from KYXY, Zara Magnus. The pressure is high. And without it, I don't see them. Nice rockets. I don't see them getting this game together. They need that massive RP, and I mean, and Vici Gaming knows that. I mean, they know what they can expect. They know what they should be worried about. So they make sure that KYXY is not going to be able to do anything in a fight. He's been the first target to get picked off, together with Mushi constantly, and those are basically the biggest threats that Vici has. I mean, okay, Tinker, very nicely done on the net worth either as well. I mean, he is second highest for his team, it's nice and everything. But Vici, apart from Shadow Demon and IO, are actually okay to fight inside that margin of machines. At least for a short period of time. They can do that. They have got high burst damage, kill off the Tinker, or kill off kill off things. Oh, Wisp coming in to help out. Here they come. Go for Mushi. It's gonna be Xe that already gets dropped down. Mushi gonna get a 2 seconds on only and might actually be able to stay alive. RP gonna be good, but the BKB is already up on ZSMJ. Is gonna be the Rubik that pays for that one. KYXY running away and Mushi actually staying alive. With Leshrac going down there for a Juggernaut. And of course Rubik dying as well. Actually, Vici didn't come out that far ahead of that fight. I think that was probably the best that Orange could have hoped for. Not getting more casualties on their side. But then again, the RP is used, and yeah, it is a tough deal. It is a tough deal. We've got 3,400 gold up on the Dragon Knight. Kind of curious to see what he's going to build as. I mean, apparently not going to go for a BKB, or at least he could go for a BKB still, but maybe he doesn't think like he needs it. I mean, he's only died once. He's really not in any danger of dying in the fights to come. I mean, the RP, he will be able to live through it. So maybe trying to go for more aggressive item. I mean, going for Mjolnir. Secretly, I'm hoping that, even though I'm not expecting it. But I really hope that they're gonna silence up on ZSMJ. Stopping the possible engagement that would come off. Mushi just using his Orchid very defensively, as we do see Queen of Pain building towards the BKB. Of course, ZSMJ already has his one complete, already down to 8 seconds actually. The mechanism, of course, already on FY, as he has got 1,800 gold already. He could be going for anything basically at this point. We might even see him going for a halberd or for a heart. Just go for the bigger items. Because he has got the gold, and the momentum is definitely in favor of Vici as well. In the meantime, KYXY, after his Blink Dagger, getting a Bracer, but that's about it. And the rest is these are supports. Mushi, of course, like I said, BKB, and oh wow, Wisp doesn't look invisible when he is invisible. Nope, but he was invisible, so that is why Mushi didn't see him. Let's see, I'm forgetting one. Ah yeah, Tinker, there we go. We saw him picking up a Blink Dagger earlier, but Tinker is being put in a tough position because he can't really go out. I mean, he wants to do Tinker kind of stuff, just to push everywhere, split push everywhere. But look at that, he could have TP'd towards the range creep, but no, he has to TP towards towers or towards his teammates just to make sure that he is gonna be staying alive because he's gonna get bursted down by the Wisp combination. And this is bait. Sentry ward already goes down, the blink away is there. But actually Mushi already showing himself, so the bait kind of failed at that. Roshan almost back up again, as the Vici is probably preparing for that. And the hard complete up on the Dragonite. Well, you know, I guess it's good. I mean, if you can survive through what Orange can burst out, you can do whenever you want with your heroes, as they're gonna be starting to push again. In the meantime, Mushi is on the top lane, but it should be careful because Wisp Chaos Knight can still go there. Rockets and Marching Machines actually doing a fair amount as SMJ, who is also starting to build towards the heart. With the negatives being built up by the Juggernaut. Also, of course, be able to jump around 12 times because it's fun. It's fun. Shockwaves. Towers still go down. And Mushi, able to be back away in time. I mean, he didn't get the tower or anything like that, but did get himself some extra farm. And that is basically all that you can hope for. Your exchanges will not be for control, they will be for gold in the case of Orange. You need that gold. Because without it you can't get your items up, and items is basically the only thing that they rely on. As the smoke is once again up on Orange. Vici though. I'm kinda sad that they're not in the rush. Because that 5-man Dota was of course okay. But Vici knows that they can still get caught out by that RP, and a couple of good RPs, I'm not saying one because they need more, will make the difference. It will definitely be troublesome, as there is actually Mushi maybe trying to bait out. The smoke run out though. They're gonna be able to pick up Roshan on Vici Gaming, uncontested. And they'll be jumping bottom straight after. Tinker actually going mid, but let's see where Vici Gaming is gonna go. Mid or bottom? We're just thinking bottom. Tinker is thinking mid. But yeah, they go mid. You know, push. Push it is. Yeah. Oh, well. Kind of wondering why Orange didn't decide to go for a hard carry type like hero, as we have got CTY going for the tier 3 a bit. And got overpower there as well. Net actually stealing Dragon form, gets his own Frost Dragon, doing what he can, but the tower still going down bit by bit. Not getting stopped. ZSMJ, he's got his ulti to help out as well. And that will look at them, they're just standing on the margin of machines. They don't care about the margin of machines. They don't. Fortification already used. Orange waiting for an opportunity to jump themselves in there with the Magnus, but the positioning of VC just doesn't allow for that amazingly brilliant RP. And of course, in the meantime, Mushi wasn't here yet, will now be forced back to base, but he did at least get a tower, gets a BKB with that gold as well, but I'm not sure what he can do here. Telekinesis is going to be picking up VC, split earth there as well, re-entry of Tin, ZSMJ going for KYX fight, no RP for you again on these slashes. Picks up the Leshrac in the meantime. Queen of Pain, Mushi trying to do what he can. Picks up the Shadow Demon and the Wisp. So the two supports getting picked up at the back end. And this is the 3 carries backing themselves off. Of course, there's still the Aegis up on ZSMJ, but they didn't get the racks. And that is Mushi just making sure that they still have that tower pickup. Getting himself the BKB was just so incredibly needed. They force VC out of their base against Ola, or do they? Or do they force out a fake back? Net gonna get stunned up, gonna get killed off. There we go. XCT gonna get silenced up, and Reactive is there as well as a 4-second stun. But they're not gonna stick around. And Mushi, is he gonna chase this? He's picked himself up a Ghost Scepter. The best thing that you can do against 3 carries that all rely on those right clicks. So you also have a Ghost Scepter up on the Tinker. BKB still being built by the Magnus. So SMJ gonna get chased down actually. Gonna get rockets, it might actually go down, and he does! But he had the Aegis, of course, as I said earlier. Oh, he's gonna get RP'd though. The BKB is still there. Making sure there's not going to be as much... Nice dodge of the stun. As much damage, but there's actually not going to be follow-up. But now that they know that the RP is on cooldown, well, they can just go again. They can just go again.
Thanks.
And I guess Vici Gaming might also want to end this before the G1 League so that they can watch Mousepirks versus Dignitas. We're gonna get Net a lot of trouble. Bursted down. It is gonna be BKB turned on by Mushi, but look at the damage that's being done to him. He already has to be blinked away. It's gonna be like Shrek going down. CTY getting himself some damage upon those barracks after cleaning up the creep wave. Shockwave's trying to do what they can. Another another Phantasm helping out from the Chaos Knight, but they can't really... Orange can't really do anything against this. And it's gonna be the bottom lane that VG is gonna be going for. March of the Machines again is the only thing they can spam out right here. Trying to see if VC is gonna be forced back by it, but they have hearts, they have everything. And they're gonna back off to get into tier 3. Interesting. Well, I guess they don't have a creep wave on this bottom lane. Creep wave is all the way here, meeting. So they back off. Well, Orange. I find it notable that they are holding on, right? We know that they are at a disadvantage. They know that they are at a disadvantage, but they are not giving up. KYXY still has that RP that can turn things around. As I said during the draft, it's the first pick Magnus. If you get yourself a good RP, even in late game, in theory, everything is possible when you have that hero. And of course, I mean, this is best out of 1. This is the only chance they have. And even the smallest of chances they have to grab. Because if they don't win this game, they're gonna get dropped out of the Netolic Pro League. Loser's bracket is only best out of 1. And they want to be facing MUFC again in the finals if they win this game. And if they win the loser's bracket finals, they will be getting a second chance to try and take down MUFC, who dropped them down to the loser's bracket to begin with. But it looks like VC, they are looking for a rematch with Netolic Singapore, formerly known as AFD, that dropped them down to the loser's bracket, and that is the target that is waiting in the loser bracket finals. Oh, and there they go. Reality of Net gonna be going down first. Sonic Wave, a BKB target is not where you want to be having it. It is gonna be Shrek that already gets picked off. And everybody of Orange being forced into their base, and the GGs get called. Net is already disconnected, doesn't want to see it anymore. Sees their chances, sees their hope, will fly by before their eyes. It is gonna be Vici Gaming that will indeed get that rematch versus the ones that dropped them down to the loser's bracket. We're gonna be seeing them probably Sunday, if I'm correct, but otherwise keep an eye, of course, on all the sites that have all the match tickets, etc. As yeah, like I said, best out of 1s. It is unfortunate for Orange to not get another chance, because I kind of feel like the draft on its own was already the side effect. I normally don't say outdrafted, but I almost want to use it. I'm not the person to say that kind of things though, because obviously I'm not a professional player, so I don't feel like I have the right to say those things. But it did feel like it, as you see VC just claiming the throne, claiming all the heroes, all the lives that come in their paths. So once again, this is the Netolic Pro League for all the games of the Netolic Pro League. Also West, because this is of course East, but also West. You can, if you're sitting in, or during the games, if you're sitting in raid call room 2013, you can be getting prizes. So shame on you if you didn't do that. Really. And make sure you do that next time. Anyways, we are gonna be jumping ourselves out of this game. My name is Sheever. If you want to support me, you can do so by going to SheeverGaming.com and check out where you can find my YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, even though it's all under the same name of SheeverGaming. So it's fairly easy to find. So make sure you follow and like and subscribe. And I will be probably turning off my stream to watch Motorsports versus Dignitas, and then afterwards I'll probably stream some matchmaking. But for now, I'm gonna wish you a good day. Stick around for watching some commercials, because that will also support me. Yay! Of course, thanks also to Netolic Pro League, as they are allowing me to cast this. As for official cast, always you can check out Netolic TV, and you can also check out various casting sites, because there's a lot of people that are casting this match. And yeah. That's basically that. So let's jump ourselves out of the game, and thank you for watching.